The 1950s were such a great time in American history, and what was really cool is that I had older parents that were actually raised around that time. My dad graduated high school in the 50s. He met my mom in the late 50s. And in this video, I'm going to digitally enhance one of my mom and dad's photos when they were first dating. This is from 1958 in this video. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned and we're gonna work on it right now. Let's get to it. Okay, we're in my den now and we're gonna work on this picture right here. This is a classic 1958 photo of my mom and dad. And this is at a property that was her dad's, my grandpa's property that was in the hills of the coastal mountain range of a hillside near the coast, which ended up being my uncle's property and then ended up being my cousin's property. But right here you can see this is my dad's 1958 Ford Fairlane. And right here, there's a lot of, you can see artifacts here. Looks like my mom's purse must have been in the back window there. I don't know if you can see that. And you can see the steering wheel, I think, through that window there. But there's a lot of artifacts here. We got these speckles in the shirt sleeves. We've got this, whatever this is up here. I don't think that's a bird's nest. This looks like a hair. That was on the photo. Some white, like a little bit of artificial lines here on the photo. It's just a lot of cleanup we need to do. So we're going to clean this photo up and restore it the best we can. I want to keep this thing right here though, this January 5th, 1958, just because I think it's really cool, this little emblem here with the seagulls and stuff. So they must have been going to the beach this weekend, this trip. I don't know what it was, and he's got the cool fender skirts here you can see. So this is classic American automobile. I want to keep that. I think this was one of my dad's first cars that he bought when he had a job. You know, this was like his first new car he purchased. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so now we're open in Photoshop and right away, it does look like there's a little bit of a ghosting there. And I almost want to crop that out, but let's see if I can use the healing tool just to heal that up right away. So let's grab the healing tool over here to the left. And we're going to do spot healing on this. Oh, look at that. Just removes it just like that. And I'm just going to go right up there. It's not going to get it perfect, but it's going to blend in with the surroundings. I think this might have been an actual telephone pole here, but I am not going to worry about that too much. Because right now, I'm not sure if it was actually, I don't know where that pole began and where it didn't, because right down here, I don't think that was, if that was a reflection off of the pole, then yeah, I mean, then maybe I could have left it in there, but I don't mind right now that it's not there. So the only other thing is this side over here. I don't like the way that looks, and I might just crop that out. So I'm just going to grab the selection tool. I'm going to grab the whole thing here and image crop. Boom, just like that. All right, so now we've got it cropped. So now we're going to go and zoom in and look at some of these artifacts and use the spot healer tool to clean up some of them. So I want to clean up the ones on my mom's. Well, first I'm going to get the bigger ones like this one there. Actually, I want to get this one here. So some of the bigger, well, see, I don't want to use this big spot healer on the small things because then it'll definitely look artificial. If that makes any sense. Like right now, if I do this on this tree limb, it'll preserve the tree limb without, if I make it smaller, because it's just using this, it's using the same size of object that you select. It's using the surrounding area to determine what it replaces it with. So that's why if you try to, remove something really small with a big brush, with a big, with increasing the size of this brush when I'm using on the spot healer, it won't come out correctly. So just know that. It's like, check this out. Okay, so there's a limb, right? But there's this white thing here. Look at that. It recreated it. That's pretty amazing, right? I don't know if you saw that. See right here? Okay, watch this. Boom. Limb was blocked by this white thing. After a spot healer, it just kind of recreated it again. That's pretty awesome. That's what we want. We want it to be algorithmically smart. I said that. Algorithmically. All right, so let me go over here, see what I'm trying to get out of here. So I'm just getting all of the things that don't look like they're part of their photo. I'm blending those in. I'm clicking on them just like a game. Just a click, 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 click these away, click these. These are not part of the photo originally. These little white things, these little hairs or whatever they are. Get them out of there. All right. So maybe that was a little too loud. Sorry about that. Okay. So, all right. Now I'm going to shrink this in here, go down here. All right. So I want to make my dad look good and my mom right there. Do them respect. We should honor our father and mother. Remember that. Honor your father and mother. And so hopefully I'm honoring them by doing this photo of them and doing it justice, because I don't want to be doing injustice by doing a poor job at this photo, because this is preserving family legacy. Come on. All my family peeps out there, tell me that means something to you, right? Leaving a family legacy is part of the reason why I love to restore these photos, because it's just leaving that bit of a legacy that we can leave to our children and our grandchildren and the stories, right? Now, ironically, I don't have much stories about this photo right here. I mean, let's take a look at it for a second. Look at this. My mom and dad. Oh, whoa, wait, what happened to I cropped out the top. I wanted to keep that image of the 1958. Oh, we'll get it back. So yeah, let's zoom out on this, shall we? Let's come out here a little bit and notice. So we know this is January 5th, 1958. They've been dating only a few months, I think, at this point, because they met in the fall of 57, I believe. And so who knows? Maybe they went to a New Year's rockin' eve at the Oregon coast, at the beach. And notice, I don't know this story, but look at how dapper my dad looks in these slacks. I mean, look at that. I mean, I knew him not as dressed so fancy, so young. Look at that. And my mom, look at this nice, I don't know which kind of sweater that is, where it buttons at the top, and these short pants, like the capris of that era. It's funny how styles come back in and out, don't they? But yeah, I don't know, just something's classic about that. I like it. All right, well, let's get back to the restoration. Now, I noticed down here, it's funny how to look at these photos. Your mom and dad never talk about stuff like that usually. They just dated once a long time ago. Maybe they do talk about it from time to time. It's just like an old photograph they might have forgot. But I know my dad usually always brought out the photos every once in a while and talked about them. So down here, there's a lot of, looks like, I mean, if we were going to do an upscaler on this, it would probably misinterpret this for hedges or something. It's just a lot of artifacts down here. It's just grainy in the photo. So it's not really, that could be just a sun reflection down there. I'm going to increase my brush size. And that's not helping. I'm just going to get rid of a lot of these artifacts here. And hopefully the upscaler will see, when we get there, we'll see that and notice that I'm just basically trying to give it a good template to work with, so that it can see these ridges in the tire and go, oh, okay, that's a circle. This is a tire. Right now, it's probably can't even see any of this. There's too much garbage here. And it may not turn out 100% like I'm thinking. So that's okay as well. If it doesn't, we're getting as close as we can. Just doing it again, trying to do it justice. Okay. So I think, yeah, I don't like some of this that I'm seeing here, but let's see. We go back out and zoom in. Oh, the pants. Look at that. There's some dots on the pants. And wow. All right. So there's a lot of artifacts here. And I'm just going through and clicking them. Click, click, click. And again, remember the healing tool, the spot healer, it grabs it's an algorithm that's using the like surface area around it to replicate it. And also there's some artificial intelligence in there that's getting it to determine where was the next, like that tree branch I showed you earlier. It's like, what is the next logical flow of this object in the photo? And of course, a branch it's growing. So, and notice down here at the fender skirts. Now, those of you who may not understand or know what fender skirts are, I think they were just for looks. I don't think they served any other purpose other than back in that era, they were thinking everything was kind of getting futuristic with the 60s and the 50s and 60s and the George Jetsons. And I don't know if Jetsons was a thing yet, but they were talking about robots and space aliens and things like that. So things were being designed futuristic. And I guess the aerodynamics of this, or the fact that the skirt, it kind of covered the wheels. It looked like maybe it was floating. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the way I've kind of recollect having it been told to me, is that maybe it was just another kind of a style of the times. So anyway, we're going to get these artifacts out of here too, as much as we can. I would almost want to repaint this down here, this black, but I'm just going to see what the AI tool can do for us a little bit later when we upscale this. And I might just use Adobe's built-in upscaler. And if not, we can use the Topaz AI. But I might just use this internal tool in here. Oh man, there's some artifacts back here. So see right there at this running board here with or not running board, but this bumper or this fender. The right quarter panel of the back. Okay, so now notice I'm touching this body up a little bit up here, up on this, almost like I'm giving it a restoration. I'm giving it some a paint job or restoring the body work. I'm doing body work on a 1958 Ford Fairlane right here. You see it. I wish it was that easy. I've worked on cars before, by the way, and yeah, to take a dent out of a car, it's not as easy as it looks. Although there is techniques now that make it easier, I guess. But I haven't restored a car in years, but I used to do that in high school and college. Paid some of my college bills with fixing up cars, and I think I also fixed a few up when I first got married. Of course, my dad helped me with those. Maybe not the ones after I got married, but the ones when I was at home still. All right, so now, okay, so I told you I wanted to keep this up here, and I still do. But there is some artifacts like this one. Follow it, follow it, follow it. I want to get this brush a little bit bigger right here. See, I'm making this 50 because there's this line that's going across the sky. I want to try and get that line out there, or blend it in at the very least. So now I'm just clicking, click, 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 click along here. And so it's cleaning that up. You see how it's cleaning that line up? It's not really a line. It's like a smear, a smudge. Is that like a smear and smudge together? Is a smudge, smudge, a smudge, smear and smudge together is a smudge. All right. Maybe I'm the only one that got that. That was a bad joke. All right. So now I'm going working this across, all the way across. Just little clicks, little click. See, it's kind of peaceful. It's kind of like a tranquil thing. Yeah. Can you feel it? All right, so now I'm also getting into this white area because I want this whiter. Oh, wow. Okay, if I looked at that line for too long and I look away, it leaves an impression in my vision. I'm like, oh, I can see it. I can still see it. Okay. Oh, gosh, sometimes I'm seeing things that are on my screen that you're not seeing, but I'm seeing. Like maybe I need to clean my screen. If that might happen to you, by the way. If it does, just clean your screen. Take my word for it. Do as I say, don't say as I do, or do as I do, don't do as I say. You know, it's something like that. You know what I mean? All right. So now this here, I think that looks a lot better. Oh, over here. I didn't go over far enough. See, I'm trying to get all of these here. Oh man. Okay. My vision is my eyes are gonna go buggy if I keep looking at this. I need to get smaller brush to go around this limb because I don't want to lose the limbs. Oh, that's way too small. I don't want to lose the limbs integrity here. All right, so now I think we're getting pretty close to be able to upscale this. I think I've gotten all the artifacts that I can. Yeah, here's a few down here. This looks like it could be something, but I'm going to leave it there. These two things there. This two things up here. Oh, I guess. I wonder why they're not going away. I guess I'll leave them there. Down here. Yeah. I'm going to take my chances on the car down below, and there's something about this steering wheel. I don't know if those little artifacts here are natural. I almost want to leave them there because maybe the AI tool will use them as leverage, meaning that it'll see those and go, oh, there's a light source there, therefore there's a steering wheel there. Yeah, I don't know for sure, but it'd be kind of cool if you can see Mom's purse through there. All right, so I don't want to touch that. Okay, so getting back to my mom and dad, showing them honor. Yeah. Of course, just honoring them with this isn't the same as honoring them with your deeds. And so hopefully, okay, so, oops. I'm going to leave that there because I'm not sure if that's just a kind of a rip or something in the shirt fabric. All right. I like what I'm seeing. Get this here, get that there, get that there. I don't know if there's anything else I want to do on this before I restore it. So but first I'm going to save it. So I'm going to save. Okay, so now we're going to take it and we're going to do some Nero linking. I'm going to leave it at the grayscale. I'm going to Neuro Filters and I'm going to use the Photo Restore tool. Now you might have noticed this line right here. I want to show you this before I do this restore. See this line right there? You may think, oh, there's a scratch there, Steve. Right there. And I'm going to say, no, it's not. Here's why. That is a fender protector for the fender skirt for the wheels too. It's it's what they call like a fender guard, a fender protector. This is a coiled wire, and what would happen is as you would go closer to the curb, you would hear this thing rubbing along the curb. It'd make a little sound, and that's how you would tell you were too close to the curb. So it was like to protect your fenders, especially people that had fender skirts, because see how low they are to the ground. Like you could ruin a car pretty quick, scraping along the side of the concrete next to a curb. So these things were to help you feel your way, if you feel your way, or you could feel it. But yeah, that's the history on that. So, but anyway, let's get back to what I was doing, which was which was using the Nero filters to restore this photo even more. So let's do that now. So right now it's processing, 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 processing. Oh, it's done. Isn't it? So I'm not going to do the current layer. I'm going to do a new layer. I did say for the faces to restore, and it did restore them a little bit. I didn't have the face. I mean, right when it first started, it was up way up to the 70s, but that looks a little bit artificial. So I'm going to leave it down here. I'm going to say okay for new layer. All right. So this is the before and the after. Before and after. Before and after. Look at the wheel. It did shade it a little bit, and it did enhance it a little bit. It did a number on my dad's shirt. I don't know if that's a real tear or not. That's why I don't know if I like when I had to restore it, it now has made it, in my opinion, a little bit worse. And since I don't know exactly if that was a rip at the time, I don't want to totally discount it, but I also don't think it looks very attractive on this photo. So I might have to just, I might just have to leave that right there. Now, if we go down here, oops. Those artifacts did still stay there, but it's a lot better than it was before. And I could take my healing tool and just keep cleaning this up a little bit more. Well, anyway, I could spend a lot of time on that, and we could get that a little bit better. Notice the front wheel did clean up quite a bit. If I take this change off, see it, there were speckles all the way up to the paint. Now it's a little bit more manageable. Manageable? Let me try this one more time and do it a different way. I'm going to bring the faces down. Bring this up a little bit. See if we can restore it even more. Okay, so now. Oh, interesting. So the layer that I just put on there was actually worse. And I'm not sure if that's because I started correcting it after the fact, like down here. So that's going to take too much time for us to do right here on this show, on this channel. But I think overall, if I look at the paint, it's actually pretty good now. There might be some room for improvement right here. I could increase the size of my paintbrush and just, take that out like that. I don't want to do too much here though, because something could definitely happen. So I'm going to leave it like that and see if there's any other artifacts that I could clean up while I'm in here. Yeah, it looks really sharp, really natural. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to save it, export it as a JPEG. There's one more thing I want to do here. And that is, see over on the left-hand side, there's this little bit of a hint of a white washing right there. Just want to take this gently down. Gently down. Now that gets rid of that. It basically extends that photo out past that area. It makes it look more natural and blends in. So I like that. No, that's not working. That's not working. That's the way you do it. All right, so now we're going to export this again, and we're going to say maximum, and we're going to say edited. Oh, first of all, I should save this as edited. So I always like to give someone or give some of the photos I'm working with a not a prefix, but a suffix, so that we can know for sure that we edited this one. So I'm going to export that, and it should grab that same name of what the file is. And it does. And so I'm going to say save. I'm going to say yes. Let's save that. Okay, so now we got it saved. So I want to do one more thing. I want to try the neurocolor feature, which is recolorizing this photo. Now I know this is original black and white, and we are going to look at photos that were actually colors, real colored film, colored negatives that they developed back in the day. It was the first of its kind. They were a little more expensive, so you had to really pick and choose which one you wanted to use it on. Oh, I forgot to do this. I got to cancel here. You got to go over to image mode, change that to RGB. Then it's going to ask you, do you want to merge? Before I do that though, let's save it as colorization. Edited and colorized. And then now mode RGB. Yes, I want to merge those layers together. Good, did it. Save. And now let's do the colorization. Colorization should be there, and it is. And boom. Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay, so the reason this is funny to me is it doesn't, I mean, it's not funny, but these colors are not right. So here's the problem. Look at this. And it could be the shading of this photo and it didn't quite get it. The green in the background doesn't look too bad. I mean, that's this wood here, that looks great. The grass kind of dry in the front. Maybe that's right. But here, look at the car I know is not this color. The color is a red and a white. And I'll show you some color negatives here in a little while of this, or colored photos rather, of this car. But the red turned into like some sort of off purple. Same with the shirt here, but notice how the pants, it just like it blended in with the top, and the sweater here, it's multicolored. That's just not right. So we're not going to do this. We're not going to do the color. Well, actually, let me say new layer. Okay, so I guess I'm going to do the color. I don't know if there's a way of correcting this. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. If I didn't know that the colors of this thing, this would be fine for me. In fact, what I could do, oh, and look what it did to my dad's hand. It didn't colorize that. It kind of black and white. It kind of black and white a certain portion of the hand, and it left this part, a couple of his fingers, pinkish color. And like my mom's wrist, it blended in with her shirt up here. So you'd almost have to take this skin tone up, however you would do that, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, and looking underneath my dad's arm, it didn't quite, so it saw the shirt, but it didn't realize that he was like this, like he was holding his arm like this or this, and there's a window. He's made this keyhole right here. Oh, right here. He's made this keyhole underneath his elbow, where then the algorithm didn't see the trees then. It just saw more of the same pattern there. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. So there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of good things here. Between their heads, you notice that's also something I could have done was I remove them as subjects and then colorize it and then put them back in. There's some things I could do, and I might do this in the future. I'm just not in the mode for doing that with this photo, but it does have some potential. You could see if I could apply what the green that happened over here over to this side in this middle part here, then we'd be golden. Something like, I don't know, like, yeah, something like that, where I can, yeah, let me see how I can do this. Oh, see, Okay, so just to show you the difference between the car that it colorized for us and the real car. So I have a photo of my dad's car 1 year after this, year and a half actually. And it's right here. Let me see if I can get it for you. It's right here. So it's right here. So notice this is July of 59, and this needs to be restored as well. But this is with true color. This is with a true color negative. And so therefore, what the colors you're seeing are the real colors that were actually taken. This was the first time they were coming out with colorized film, and it was a little more expensive, but you know, you got to take the pictures that are worth it, and they felt like this one was worth it. I got a lot of speckles in this one too. And there you can see those fender guards I was talking about earlier. And anyway, so, and these antennas, these are really how long those were on either side of the car. That's pretty cool, right? Dual headlights. Yeah, come on. All my car enthusiasts out there, my classic American auto enthusiasts, they'll know that this is a nice classic 1958 Ford Fairlane. The mirror's right there right there by the hood there and the fenders. Anyway, but no, look at this. I mean, it's definitely, you can definitely tell. I mean, if I looked at these side by side here, grab this other one. And yeah, see, now you can see why I'm like, okay, this is just not the right color. So this pinkish white is really white. And this purple dark, bleh, whatever that is, that's supposed to be red. See? So I didn't really do a good job of colorization, but it did pretty good on the background, the wood and the faces, the skin tones, except for this arm that was across from my mom's sweater. It looked like she has a cast on or something. So I don't know. So for me, and we'll work on this next time, or maybe another time, but for me, I think we're going to use the black and white photo for this restoration, the classic black and white photo. And maybe in the future I can come back to this, and maybe if you guys have some tips out there, maybe you've worked with colorization before, give me some tips of what you've used in the past to make this to make that a reality. But for now, I'm going to go with this, and we're going to go with back to the black and white to just enhance it as is with the tag in the top of the photo. So let me go back there. Let me grab that for you. So again, here we are before and after. Okay, before. Well, did this memory bring back memories of your own? If so, leave those in the comments section below. I'd love to read them. And you may just be giving me some inspiration for my next video. All right, well, that's it for now. If you're interested in more restorations like this one, click over here.